but we have now reached the main event of the week, the last segment we are going to talk about. And it is the main event of what WWE has been promoting endlessly for what seems to be the last month. And it happened over the week on Raw, on SmackDown, and NXT. And it is in conjunction with the NFL. It is the WWE Draft. And Bob, I want to be very clear when I say this is not just coming from an AEW fan. I could not give two shits about the WWE Draft. I personally hate the brand split. I hate that we have guys on Raw and SmackDown and they can't go to other places and they can't fight for other titles because they end up fighting for them anyway whenever they fucking want to. Yeah. And the fact that we had the WWE Draft and we had to sit through people coming out and saying, I draft CM Punk to the same brand he's always been on over and over and over and over again. You, as the WWE fan, are you grabbing your popcorn every year when it's the WWE Draft, or do you not care about this gimmick whatsoever?
No, and I don't care about it. I hate it. I don't know how they can fix it, but whatever they're doing right now is god awful. Yeah. It's so boring. I just want to emphasize that. So once again, so boring. Like, I just have never been more bored in my life watching a wrestling show than watching middle-aged people walk up to a podium, read a card over and over again for people that we already. CM Punk got drafted Raw. Drew McIntyre got drafted Raw. The only the biggest news is damage controls coming from SmackDown to Raw. Who cares? I like damage control. No, not a lot of people like. They're not this huge act, and just some of the only thing I will say one positive before I continue with my negativity. I like the NXT call-ups and how Lyra Valkyria and Blair Davenport had no idea they were getting called up. That was a genuine reaction. That was cool, like the NFL draft when they cut to these kids with their families and they get emotional. I love that part of the draft. They're achieving their dream. I'm a sensitive softie. That's what I like that stuff. But I just the presentation, and just when you sit back and think about it for 2 seconds, like, why the hell would half these people be drafted before CM Punk or Drew McIntyre? Like, just the looking at the list, it's like, you idiot. Like Adam Pearce is pissed. He's pissed that he lost out on some guy. It's like, you idiot. Take him to the other draft first. Yeah, well, you moron. Like, it annoys me. It could be so much better. It could be like Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. I used to hate authority figures in WWE because it was like Shane McMahon sweating bullets every time he spoke, and Stephanie McMahon nasally yelling. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis are two excellent authority figures. They own that role. They're both wrestlers. They could have a match at WrestleMania if they wanted to. They could have done so much stuff with this angle, and it just felt like they just phoned it in. And the Triple H before the show was like, we got to make sure we put on a great show for these fans. The WWE Draft is important. And they just took a dump on the screen, but on Raw and SmackDown, both nights. It was cool to see Teddy Long. He works at Sportskeeda. It was good to see that guy. That's about it. That's the only part I enjoyed about the draft, seeing Teddy Long and JBL, the cameos, I guess. But no, it didn't work. It didn't work for me at all. And I'd rather them just do away with it, or just do like the old lottery ball thing that they used to do for the Royal Rumble, just pick names out.
Bob, I got the answer for you, because when you emailed me about what you wanted to talk about this draft, you also wrote at the end, what would you do to fix the WWE Draft? And my mind got to thinking, and I don't want to give this answer wrong because I don't want WWE to get any better than it is. I'm an AEW fan. Okay. I enjoy WWE, but I don't want them to get any farther in the lead than they already are here. But I have the fix for this WWE Draft, and you spoke about it already, and it involves NXT. Listen, again, if you want to have the brand split, you want to have teams, then do it. But you know what makes the NFL Draft so special? It's not an expansion draft. It is guys you've never met going to teams you already know. You're not drafting Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady and Josh Allen every week, because if Kansas City drafts Pat Mahomes, we don't cheer. It's already on the team. What you need to do with this WWE Draft is, if you're drafted to Raw and SmackDown, you're there. You're not in the draft every year. You're already on Raw and SmackDown. Congratulations, you've done it. You're locked into a contract. Make that part of the storylines. CM Punk wants to go to SmackDown. Well, hey, we'll trade you to SmackDown for Jey Uso. Whatever those plan to be, make that part of the storyline. The WWE Draft should solely be for call-ups from NXT. And they don't need to be on Raw and SmackDown. It doesn't need to be a 2-episode draft. Make one of the episodes the draft, whatever that show gets it, whatever broadcast gets it, and have it solely be all those wrestlers in NXT sitting in front of the ring as they were, and whether they know or they don't know, all we're doing here is picking from the NXT to build the roster, to build the teams that we already have. And you can make this matter. The first pick from NXT matters, not the first, it doesn't matter what picks you have now in the WWE draft. This first pick matters because I'm getting the best NXT prospect. Have Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce go down to NXT for the weeks leading up to the draft to do scouting matches. Have interviews with Shawn Michaels as if he was the head coach talking about these prospects. Put together video packages for these guys so you sell them to the audience that they're about to get drafted to. This is what a WWE draft is. NXT, yes, you want to make that the third brand, but we all know it is the developmental brand. And so if you sell it as these guys have done everything they can in NXT and now they're coming up to the big leagues, that's what makes the WWE draft special. Get those reactions. Get them hugging Triple H at the desk like they're hugging Roger Goodell. That to me is what the WWE draft should all be about. And save all debuts, unless it's a special guy like Braun Breaker. Save all debuts from NXT for the WWE draft. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I just want, when you just mentioned Braun Breaker, just something stupid about this draft is Braun Breaker signed with SmackDown and like 2 months ago and defeated Zion Quinn. We did that Jobber of the Week, and Cameron Grimes.
Jobber, actually.
Yeah. Cameron Grimes and Cedric Alexander in squash matches. Cedric Alexander is the only one on that list who has not been released yet. I'll keep you updated. Zion Quinn and Cameron Grimes are gone.
Keep refreshing.
But why the hell did they have Braun Breaker sign with Nick Aldis and pose on the entrance ramp only to get drafted to Raw?
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Very frustrating. They just really dropped the ball on the draft, like worse than last year. Last year,
I just fixed it. It's okay. I just fixed it. Triple H, I know you're listening. I just fixed it for you. But that is it for the main card of the week.